You must have seen this headline recently. US introduces a $100,000 H-1B visa fee. Everyone's freaking out. News anchors are calling it a death blow to foreign workers. Social media is full of posts saying the American dream is officially over. But here's the surprising twist that almost nobody's talking about. This rule that looks so harsh and expensive on the surface might actually be the best news Indian students in the US have had in a long time. Guess what? That $100,000 fee doesn't apply to you. It only applies to employers hiring people from outside the US. Because now, hiring someone sitting in India or any other country costs a company $100,000 extra. But hiring you, a student already in the US, costs them nothing extra. So if you're already in America on a student visa or OPT, you just became way more valuable to employers. So here's what really happened. In September 2025, the US government announced that from now on, certain new H-1B visa petitions will require an additional $100,000 supplemental fee. That sounds huge, and it is. But the important part is who this actually applies to. According to official US Citizenship and Immigration Services guidance, this extra fee is only for new H-1B petitions filed for workers outside the United States. That means if a company in America wants to hire someone who's currently living in India or any other country and bring them into the US on an H-1B, they now have to pay an extra $100,000 to file that petition. But if you're already in the US, for example, studying on an F1 student visa or working on OPT after graduation, this rule doesn't apply to you. You're completely exempt from that $100,000 fee. And here's the second big point. The employer is the one who pays this fee, not the employee or the student. In the H-1B system, companies are legally required to bear almost all visa-related costs. So this is not a fee that students or workers can even be asked to pay. So in short, the fee is real, it's huge, but it affects only one group, companies hiring people from outside the US, not students already inside the country. Now think about what this means for employers. Imagine you run a tech company in California. You have two choices. Option one, you hire a talented engineer from India. You will need to file an H-1B petition, wait for approval, go through consular processing, and now pay that extra $100,000. Option two, you hire an international student who's already in the US, just graduated from an American university, already has legal work authorization under OPT, and doesn't require that $100,000 payment. It's not hard to guess which option most companies will prefer. So instead of spending that massive amount to bring new workers from abroad, employers will start looking for talent already in the US, especially among international students graduating from American universities. That means Indian students currently studying in the US just became significantly more valuable to employers. This rule quietly shifts the balance in their favor. Before this rule, the H-1B process was tough for everyone. Students inside the US had to compete with thousands of applicants applying directly from India, China, and other countries. Employers could pick anyone because the cost difference wasn't that big. But now, everything has changed. Hiring someone from abroad costs a company an extra $100,000. A student already in the US costs them nothing extra. That's a huge reason for employers to prefer local international graduates. So, if you're currently studying in the US or you're about to finish and move into OPT, this policy is actually working in your favor. You've suddenly become a more attractive option in the job market. Your employer doesn't have to deal with international travel, visa delays, or that new financial burden. They can sponsor your H-1B later directly from inside the US under the regular process with no supplemental fee. In short, this new rule discourages companies from hiring from outside and encourages them to hire international students already here. It makes the student to H-1B pathway smoother and more valuable than ever. Let's look at the bigger picture. For many Indian families, Studying in the US is a massive financial decision. The tuition fees are high, the living costs are high, and everyone asks the same question. Will this really pay off in the end? Earlier, that answer was uncertain. Because even if you studied in the US, you were still competing for the same limited H-1B visas as people applying from India. Employers could hire anyone, and the cost was almost the same. Now that's completely changed. The cost difference has become huge. Employers are likely to prioritize hiring from within the US first. That means studying in America isn't just about earning a degree anymore. It's become a strategic advantage. You're closer to employers, you understand the work culture, and now you're also cheaper for them to hire compared to anyone overseas. So in a strange way, this $100,000 policy actually improved the return on investment of studying in the US. It made your American education more valuable because it directly increases your employability. If you're planning to go to the US for higher studies, this is the time to plan smartly. Choose programs that qualify for STEM OPT, which gives you 3 years of work authorization after graduation. That extra time helps you find employers and get sponsored for H-1B without ever stepping outside the country. If you're already in the US, make sure you use your OPT period wisely. Build strong connections, attend career fairs, and apply to companies that regularly sponsor H-1Bs. And when you're applying for jobs, make it clear that you're already inside the US and eligible to start working. That's a major advantage now. Want to make your job hunting easier? Learn tips and tricks directly from those who have been there and cracked it. Check out our curated list of podcasts from alumni of various universities abroad, sharing their real experiences and useful insights. So in short, the $100,000 H-1B fee sounds shocking at first glance. But once you look deeper, you realize it doesn't hurt students. It actually helps them. The fee applies only to employers hiring from outside the US, not to those hiring from within. And since employers have to bear the cost, not students, it's them who will change their hiring strategies, and that shift favors you. Sometimes a rule that looks like bad news for the world can quietly become good news for you. And that's exactly what just happened with the $100,000 H-1B policy. If you think this video makes sense, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to like. Check out our previous video. Maybe that'll give you some clarity.